This Web Sketchpad activity introduces ideas from algebra in a fun, intuitive activity that students in grades 3 and higher can enjoy. Here we have a 4x4 grid, and notice that some of the squares contain shapes. These shapes are triangles, squares, circles, and hexagons. Each shape has a secret numerical value, and these values can be anything from 1 to 10. All triangles share the same value. All squares share the same value, as do all circles and all hexagons. It's possible that 2 or more of these shapes might share the same value. For example, the triangles and squares might have the same value of 6, but that may or may not be the case. It may just be that all triangles equal 3 and all squares are equal to 7. So our goal is to figure out the values of these shapes, and we have some clues to help us. Notice that each row contains a button that says Show Sum, as does each column. If I press the button, for example, this one here in the 4th column, it tells me the sum of all the shapes in this column. Here there's just a square, so it's telling me that the value of the square is 6. If I now press Show Sum in this first row, I learn that the sum of 2 squares and the triangle is equal to 21. And since I already know that a square is equal to 6, I can figure out the value of my triangle. So as I continue to press the Show Sum buttons, I can gather more information and use all that information to figure out the numerical values of these shapes. When I'm done, I can press Show Answers to see if I'm right, and I can press New Problem, and each time I do, it generates a new random problem. So here's one where most all of the squares are filled in with a shape. And if you don't want to solve a particular challenge, just keep pressing New Problem until you find one that you think is appropriate. You can also create problems for each other. If you press Make Your Own, this goes to page 2. And here what you can do is press New Symbols until you get a challenge that you think will be worthy to share with a friend. And as your friend looks away, you can tap here in each of these boxes and enter a numerical value for the 4 shapes. And when you're done, you can press Hide Answers and then present this challenge to your friend.